date that the migration was announced by the cabinet secretary, I sat in his office with Farida Karone of Citizen, and we clearly told him we are not agreeable to this date. We had been discussing for several days, and we clearly told him we are not agreeable. So we never agreed on the migration date because simply it was not practical. And what we asked for is 30th of June. Bring transmitters, bring a critical number of set-top boxes, and the number you said is how many set-top boxes? Initially 1 million set-top boxes that we are looking at. On the issue of copyright, where we were threatening to go to the international court, that's an issue that is not resolved. We hope that through some task force that the ministry has established, that the issue of Mascari will be properly defined, because in the Supreme Court, the CAK, in our view, did not correctly represent the issue of Mascari, and that was litigated, but with something that we are willing to first to exhaust the local mechanism. As far as, I want to talk about public interest as far as set-top box is concerned, and Mr. Kuria and Mr. Kanini, what is public interest here? We have talked about the number of set-top boxes in the market. 90% of those, we don't know the number, but let's say based on the research that was done by Scanad, and I really would request the members to listen to this carefully. On the numbers that were done by Scanad, they talk about 550,000 set-top boxes. 90% of those are sold by pay TV companies. Now, pay TV companies are only interested in charging the subscriber. Now, honorable member here said that he was sold a set-top box, and at the end of the month, he didn't renew subscription, it was switched off. The fight that we are talking about set-top boxes is actually the work that the honorable member should be doing. Because what is happening in front of your eyes, and CAK and the minister, we can have this debate and have another conversation here. What's happening is Kenyans are being migrated, not to digital, but to pay TV. Now, imagine our citizens, your mother, my mother, people, you know them. They buy this Chinese set-top box for Star Times, believing that they will be able to view free-to-air television throughout. At the moment, the CAK policy said, if you don't pay, the pay TV operator is allowed to switch you off after 15 days. So what happens then is that you have these set-top boxes. If we allow these set-top boxes to become 2 million for the pay TV operators, then at their own will, two companies in a boardroom that you guys have no control over, some of it can be controlled from China, these guys can switch off your constituents at any time. So what we are saying is that we want to bring into this country free-to-air set-top boxes. We've talked about 1 million set-top boxes initially. There are 3.8 million households in Kenya. So basically we are talking about eventually 3.8 million set-top boxes. If you honorable members allowed this to continue, and it is your work, it's actually not our work. It's just that we are not politicians, so we don't come to the barassas to talk about these things. We have been in boardrooms, and you haven't heard us. The thing that is happening in front of your eyes, and you've been listening to and the chairman was not abrasive. I've seen, we've been called liars. We don't call people liars. Now, they have a job to do for Kenyans, and that job is to make sure that Kenyans migrate to free-to-air television. But what are they doing? Migrating Kenyans first to pay TV. What are you going to do, honorable members, if the Chinese manager decides to switch off all those constituencies of yours who never paid for TV before? So what we are doing here as the three media houses is actually doing a job that should be your job, which is to make sure that Kenyans' interest is protected by ensuring that those set-top boxes that they buy allows them to watch TV. Article 35 of the Constitution, access to information. So now, what is happening here is abdication of responsibility. First by CAK, the cabinet secretary, he should talk to himself. And what public interest is there to migrate Kenyans to pay TV? What public interest is there not to allow these three media houses another 3 months up to the end of May to bring in set-top boxes that they know our business model is free to air? We don't want to charge Kenyans. We want as many Kenyans as possible to watch TV. So that's the issue of set-top boxes is a big thing. Because at the moment, those set-top boxes, let's even say they are 880,000 and 90% are pay TV. They are controlled, they have something called conditional access. They can switch it off anytime. So I wanted to make that very clear, that there is a public interest issue here. Sorry, I'm very emotional about that thing, so I will allow the chairman to pick other issues first before I come back.
Take some water.